Hi there folks, yes, here we are again, the brilliant expat Taffy, back with another video in the series Sending Phase 52 Packing. And from the last 3 videos I put out on this idiot, my, it sure must have rattled a lot of feathers. Phase didn't like it, and I showed him the evidence. Over the past 5 years, 50 to 200 chills sent packing. Oh, so he dragged all the old chills out of the cemetery to try and knock up the thumbs down again. We've got contact light and robotic scope coming back. Must have really upset you, that, didn't it, Phase? Now, before I tackle this latest video by this idiot Phase 52, let me give you all a practical lesson here. In the last 3 videos I've done, we've had all you morons shouting about, oh, JPEG compression, you don't know how to develop photos. Well look, I'm going to give you all a little lesson here, and let's see if any of you can argue with this. Okay, all you nutters out there now, who can tell me what this is? Anybody know what it is? Rattle your brain, take a look at it. For those who don't know what it is, it's a camera. And this one is a digital one. I don't have the old type camera with the film in, so I can't show you it here. I'm just using this for an example. But this is a camera and it's used to take photos. Do you understand that? If this was one of them cameras with a film, what you've got a camera, you put a film in, you look at what you want to take a photo of, you point it, you focus it, and you press a button and you take a photo. Now if I went down the road here to the left and took a photo of a car, and then I walked down the road the other way and took a photo of a car, it makes no difference the location I was in when I took the photo. When I take the film to be developed, I will get white paper photos, which will both look a car, nothing wrong with them. Put them in a scanner, scan them to the computer, and they will both be just the same on the computer. Okay? The location you took the photo has got nothing to do with the photo. You won't get one photo showing models everywhere around trees and all that, and the other one perfectly normal. There won't be them anomalies on that photo. Now, take a look at the next photo coming up. Okay, numpties, take a look at these 2 photos here now combined. This is Buzz Aldrin during training sessions in the 60s. And these photos were taken with a camera with plastic film. They did not have digital in the 60s. They're taken with plastic film. And they've both been developed. And they've both been scanned and digitized. Now, let me show you what happens with this when I brighten it up. Here you are, morons, I brightened this up. And as you can see, there is no modeling around anywhere. That's because it's a genuine photo taken with a plastic film and developed. Okay? Nothing wrong with it at all. Now there you are, all you morons. There is reality. As far as I'm concerned, a spade is a spade. Now if that's the result of a camera, film, taking a photo on the Earth, genuine, it should be the same for up on the moon. Well, we know it won't be because Bob have proven with his vacuum chamber that plastic film cannot survive on the moon. But we'll go along with you numpties, and now we'll agree with you. We'll say yes, you can take photos on the moon. So tell us, why is it, if it was taken on the moon with plastic film, brought back and developed, why isn't it the same as that photo over there in training? Why have they all got modelling around different components of the photo? Around the astronaut, around the LEM, around equipment? It shouldn't be there. The modelling, despite what you say, you make up all the bloody excuses you want, high res, low res, pixels, whatever you want, compression. The only reason for all that modelling is around separate items is the photos are fake. The items are cut out and all placed together like a jigsaw puzzle. All your nonsense about pixels and this and that and high res, low res is just a cover up for the fakery. Okay, morons, we'll now go through this Phase 52's crap video step by step, shall we? Okay, let's start with this. His response to Return of the Ignoramus was the usual collection of insults and recycled nonsense that's long been debunked. So I'll just drop in links to the videos that debunk all his claims. Oh, that's wonderful. Now, didn't you notice when I put out the first video saying you were going to be phased out? What did we have? Every comment was an insult. It got bombarded with rats from Bertie Slack's rat hole. And you go on about others giving insults. I give insults because you give me insults, idiot. And you will always keep having them. Yes, Faze, Bob and I have known for a long time your bloody stupidity and your attitude. We've known for a long time you were nothing but a sock puppet for the Australian bitch Joan Evans. And how many videos have we done on her? The foul mouth of Joan Evans. And you were the same. And you go moaning when you get insults back. You're a bloody hypocrite. Let me tell you, as long as you send insults to me or any one of your jackasses gives me any insults, you'll be getting them back. Okay, let's look at the next step, shall we? William, have you considered making shorter titles? Try something witty, if you can. This is just too long and confusing. Well, it doesn't take much to confuse you, does it, idiot? As to who is the ignoramus, it's you. It always been you. Well, we'll see. Okay, let's see what else this idiot has got to say. William has decided that I have to leave YouTube. Yes, you will be, and I'll be making sure of that. Just like Bertie Slack has left, and so has all of the others, such as the twat who was always speaking through his Astrobrand, Apollo was real, and Contact Light and all the rest. Oh, we just seen Contact Light stick his bloody nose back in, didn't we? With insults. If you watch William's video, just be aware that the first 6 minutes is nothing but Taffy insulting me, Bertie Slack, Joan Evans and the BBC. Yes, the BBC. And we all know what the BBC is in England, in London, don't we? It's been on the TV enough. The Bad Boys Club. He then plays the victim card, complaining about anyone who repeats his statement that he had a stroke. If you want such information kept private, don't tell anyone. Hey, stupid, you are a bastard liar. I didn't go telling everybody at all. And if I wanted to tell everybody, it would be up to me. It's my personal information. Sweet FA to do with you. I initially just told one supporter of mine, but all you morons were spreading it all over my videos. Every comment, hey, did you know Expat had a stroke? Did you know he'd got a brain damage? I then decided the way to attack that was start each video with, okay folks, before we start this video, let me tell you, I've had a stroke. I might as well tell you now because all these morons will be telling you. That was the stupidity of the idiot Bertie Slack. He didn't realise Expat Taffy had the trump card to win the poker game. If you don't want insults coming back, don't give them out. If you can't win the battle on the evidence provided, then admit you're wrong and piss off YouTube. As I said, you will soon be going, especially with some more information I've got. Let's take a look at the next thing this stupid idiot Phase 52 states. This is where Taffy decided to insult Bertie Slack because he had posted a positive comment on my video, Return of the Ignoramus. It must have really annoyed him as he typed it in by hand and added a photograph. Careful of your blood pressure, Taffy. See what he says there? He typed it in by hand, retyped it in by hand. Yes, I retyped it in by hand. Didn't you retype this or type this, stupid? Didn't you type this comment, you? Okay, let's take a look at the next stupid comment by this Phase 52. William still doesn't understand how Adobe Photoshop metadata works. I love it, the way you display your stupidity. William doesn't understand how Photoshop metadata works. Hey, idiot, don't you remember 6-7 years ago? It was me, the brilliant expat Taffy, that started to disclose that all the photos were photoshopped. And wasn't it you? And the morons like Bertie Slack? You was always calling me insane, stupid, for claiming they were photoshopped. And now that I've proven they're all photoshopped, Oh, who's the ones that's looking a load of bloody suckers? Now, there's two reasons for a photo being photoshopped. You haven't got the brains to know what it is. One, it's the original photos, as I've shown, which were composited. They used Photoshop to clean up the photo, to hide all the evidence of compositing. That's one thing, tidying up an old photo. Another reason for photoshopping is the photos were new, made after 1989. And there are thousands that are made after 1989. Now I'll give you a lot of tests here now. I'll show you one photo that's been photoshopped 2010. Now it's either an old photo that's been tidied up, or it's a brand new photo made up in 2010. I'll give it you now, and it doesn't matter whether it's bloody high res or not. It's just the photo there showing it's been photoshopped 2010. Not one of you have got the brains to tell me which it is. Is it an old photo tidied up, or is it a brand new one made at 2010? You haven't got the balls and the brains to tell me. I leave it with you, and let's see who can answer it. Only the brilliant expat Taffy can tell you whether it's a new one or an old one done up. I leave the challenge to you, FaZe, and you haven't got a clue. Okay, FaZe, take a look at this one. AS17-151-23199. As you can see, it's been photoshopped with CS4 and there's a Windows date on it, 2010. Okay, FaZe, let's see if this one will blow a fuse for you. Look at this one, AS11-36-5398. It's Buzz Aldrin inside the LEM coming home with a blue sky outside when it should be the blackness of space. But it's been photoshopped and the date is 2009. Okay, FaZe, here's another one showing photoshopped 2006. And here's the final one, FaZe, AS17-149-22866. Another one of a LEM out in space. And as you can see, it's been photoshopped and the date 2010. There you are, FaZe. There's 4 examples of photos that have been photoshopped and got the dates on them. Now let's have you all have a go and see if you can tell me, were any of them old photos that's been tidied up on the dates shown on the photo, or were they brand new ones shown on the date of the Photoshop data? Let's see if any of you have got the brains to tell me. I don't think you have. Okay, let's look at the next thing this moron has got to say here, shall we? And we're back to the grid patterns. All the Apollo photographs were taken with Hasselblad cameras that used film. You're a liar. None of them was taken with a Hasselblad camera, as I've proven it. How do you get a hard copy film onto a computer and up on a website? You scan it. Exactly. With a flatbed scanner, quite right. Most scanners use an electronic light sensitive circuit known as a charged couple device, which is square and with thousands of pixels in a square grid pattern. Excuse me, as I've shown in the start of this related video, such photos taken with a camera with film of Buzz Aldrin, and then the photos developed, and then put in a flatbed scanner, and then digitized on a computer, but there's no flat or grid patterns on them at all, and there's no modeling. I'll give you another example, just to remind you. Okay, FaZe, here's a genuine photo taken on the Earth at the training centre. A photo taken with a camera, with a plastic film, and developed, and put on a flatbed scanner to digitize and put on the net. Now let's have a look at it when brightened up to full settings. Here you are, FaZe, here's that photo, brightened up to full settings. And as you can see, none of your square grid marks, no modeling, no distortion of the photo, it just brightened up as it should do. Proof that in your previous comment, you were talking through your arse. Okay folks, let's see what's the next step this moron has got to show here. Come on William, explain why you show a perfectly square grid pattern in the photos you brighten up, while Robert tries to prove your point with a grid pattern the arches over. Okay, Faze, from what you just shown there, I just couldn't make out what the bloody hell you were talking about until I brightened up the total photo and had a look at it. And then it became clear what you're on about. Ah, Faze, now I've brightened it up, I see what you mean. Now let's take a look at your stupid bloody comment here. Come on, William, explain why you show a perfectly square grid pattern in the photo you brighten up. Well, stupid, the photo I show a square grid pattern is a genuine bloody NASA photo, you stupid bloody idiot. It's AS11 minus 40 minus 5946. The photo on the right shown by Bob is not a genuine bloody photo. If you want to ask him how he got that, I suppose you go and ask him. Don't ask me how he got it. Ask him. What I show is the genuine NASA photo, idiot. Now, Faze, you stupid bloody moron. The photo I show on the left is from the Apollo Lunar Surface Journal. And when you brighten it up, it doesn't matter whether you've got the high res or the bloody low res. But that one there is the high res. I'll show it you coming up. Downloaded from the Lunar Surface Journal. Take a look at it. And I'm going to prove to you that that photo was taken inside that hangar, and it's the same place they took the other Buzz Aldrin photo 5903. The proof is there if you've got the brains to look for it. Here you are, Faze. AS11 minus 40-5946HR. NASA's photo from the Apollo Lunar Surface Journal. Now, there's one thing about this photo here that proves it's the same place that the Buzz Aldrin photo 5903 was taken, as well as the square grids in the bloody sky. Take a look at that sloping blue spotlight, a beam light. Can you see it? Look what it is, the middle, and it's sloping. Right on? Now keep that in mind, idiot, and I'll show it you again in another photo. You are Faze AS11-40-5903 HR, downloaded from the Lunar Surface Journal, idiot. Brighten right up. You can see the modelling marks all around the head as I showed you before, along the horizon, and they seem to have sorted the black out here a different way maybe, but you can see from the side of his helmet, our left hand side, that blue light going up at the same angle, that blue ray beam light, just as you've seen in the other photo, showing they were both done in the same bloody place. Okay, Faze, let's take a look at some more of your insanity, shall we? William is confused by the overglove, the gauntlet worn by Apollo astronauts when on the lunar surface. See Joan Evans' gloves galore. And we all know what Joan Evans' videos are like, don't we? Okay, Faze, I'm now going to prove to everybody what liars you and Joan Evans are. The stupid idea of a glove over a glove was not used in Apollo 11, 12 or 14. It was only used in 15, 16 and 17. Watch for the evidence coming up, liar. Buzz Aldrin, Apollo 11, no overglove. You can see the blue rubber tip on his thumb. Here you are, liar, Faze 52, Apollo 12, Alan Bean, and no overglove. Here you are, liar, Faze 52, Apollo 14, and as you can see, no overglove. There you are, Faze, Apollo 15, definitely an overglove. And I wouldn't call it an overglove, I'd call it an over fingers, because it's only just going above the back of the fingers. And what about this one, Faze, for Apollo 16? A stuffed dummy. I wouldn't call that a glove at all. They've used a crepe bandage to wrap around the rake and his wrist, to tie the rake to his wrist to enable it to keep him upright. Yes, Faze, Apollo 17. And it definitely looks like an overglove. There you are, Faze. Now there's the way to deliver the evidence. Evidence that proves you and Joan Evans are nothing but, as in the words of Michael Crawford, persistent liars. And confirming what we've always suspected, you, Faze, are nothing but a sock puppet for the insane bitch from down under, Joan Evans. There you are, Faze, you bloody liar. There's the photo there, and there's the description, and there's nothing in that about having an extra glove or an overglove. Okay, Faze, we're now going to look at a real corker. something you've never seen before. Let's see you get out of this one. Now, let me tell you here now, not all the photos were done in one location. They were done in quite a few different locations. Whereas 11, 12 and 14 were mainly done in that massive hangar. There was another location which I'll tell you now, and then there was the other location, Flagstaff, Arizona. Remember the waste dump, the scrapyard, where you went looking over India, Pakistan and Russia and Africa, trying to find a waste dump that looked like the moon? But there was another place that the photos were done, and here it is coming up. Phase. Okay, Phase, take a look at this photo here. You know where this is, Phase? I doubt it, but I'll keep it a secret for now, I think. Let me tell you, this photo is going to reveal a lot of information that's going to get you stuffed. Okay, Phase, for your information, NASA did not make all the photos in the same place. They made them in different locations. And this is one location here. This is one of their film studios. Like I just said, I won't tell you where it is for now. I'll let you wonder about it and see if you can find it. But it's going to reveal a lot of information. Okay, Phase, as I've shown you, Apollo 11, 12 and 14 photos were mainly done inside that massive hangar. Whether you accept it or not, that's up to you. It all depends on whether the viewers accept it. Now this place here is where many photos are done for 15, 16 and 17. And I've got proof of that, Phase. Just take a look at what we've got here. We've got multiple overhead lights so as to give an even spread of light. An even spread just like it should be on the moon with the sun. And you can see in the back, instead of the square grid patterns like we had on Hangar 1, what they've got here is a fake black background. They've got it in ready, so there won't be them squares in this background, in this sky. Okay, that's the next step. Now we'll move on to the next step with this photo. Now look what we've got here, Phase. Brightened up and brightened up to full settings, and what have we got? We've got modelling here, modelling there, modelling every bloody where. And it makes no difference whether you've got the high res or the low res. The evidence of fakery compositing is there, idiot. Now look what we've got here, Phase. Something only the brilliant expat Taffy could observe and discover. You were too thick to notice it. But despite the fact this is being in a studio and it's faking photos, they've got all the shadows the wrong direction. Let me show you how they've got them wrong. Here you are, Phase. Pity you couldn't use voice on your videos, isn't it? It's so damn bloody boring without voice. Now, look at the shadows here. I've red arrowed the shadows, the direction they're going. Can you see anything wrong with those shadows, Phase? I doubt if you can. They're fake. And the evidence is coming up. Now, Phase, as they say, you can't have your cake and eat it. To get the shadows going in the way they are showing, there would have to be a spotlight on the right hand side of the studio. But there's no spotlight. They're defeating the object. They're putting uniform lighting all over the ceiling so as to make it look like the uniform light from the sun. But such lighting can't give you shadows in the direction they are showing. Now, the one thing that's wrong, only the brilliant expat Taffy would know, you'd be too thick to spot it, is look where the ladder for the lem is. It's on the right hand side. And now all lems, the shadows are the ladder side. The shadow for that lem, if it was genuine, would be going in the direction of my red arrow. Okay, Phase, different colour arrows to try and help that rock-filled head of yours. I've got red arrows pointing to what would be normally the horizon, the level line, the backstop line. And at the top I've got yellow arrows pointing to the line of what could be a small rise and then a large rise or a large rock, or could be intended to be small mountains and large mountains way beyond the set. Okay, Phase? Now we'll take a look at something else. Okay Faze, take a look at this photo here. AS17-147-22586, and I've emphasized the HR Faze. Now I know you're going to disagree with all this, but it doesn't matter one bit. What matters here is what the public think of it. Okay Faze, here's that photo brightened up so that you can take a good look at it. Observe the detail. Note what you've got there. All you've got in this is that Alcep gear. That's all you've got in this one. But watch for the crop version coming up. Okay Faze, what I've done with that photo now, I've come in from the left hand side of the photo to the first line of crosshairs, vertical crosshairs, and I've cropped the photo at that line. Okay Faze? Now some very, very important features to notice in this photo, and like I said, I don't care a shit whether you agree with it or not, because what's important is, do the public agree with it? Well, look at this Faze. A photo that a numbskull like you claim is taken on the moon, and what have we got? Look at the top left hand corner Faze. We've got exactly the same land section there as in that studio. This photo, Apollo 17, was created in that studio Faze. There you are folks, there's two photos combined. What do you think of that Faze? The top one has got a black sky above that gradual slope up that looks like distant mountains, and then on the left a high mountain. All you've got to do with the bottom photo is remove all the white mountain and you've got virtually the same as the top photo. A gradual slope going along from the backstop and gradually getting bigger to a big one on the left. The same as the top, a big one on the left. That photo Faze was taken in a studio on the Earth. There you are folks. This Apollo 17 photo was initially taken in that studio. They just moved the camera further to the left to get more of the soil from the moon set in and take the LEM out of the view of the camera, and they've added white mountains. But the land section and that rock section on the left is exactly the same, apart from scuffling up different footprints to try to disguise it. But it's basically the same layout. Well, what do you think of that? We know you're going to say, oh, pareidolia, nonsense, don't be so stupid, it was taken on the moon. Nobody cares what you say, Faze. What I care about is what the public think about it, and they're not all as thick as you. Next thing from this idiot, folks. I have no idea why Taffy included that. Well, no, of course you've got no idea, you stupid bloody idiot. You're too thick to realise that I put it there as advertising, telling people, watch this brilliant video by expat Taffy, where his two dogs prove that NASA not only faked the moon landings, they prove that the LRO is fake, they prove the LRO photos are all fake, and they prove that NASA faked the Chinese mission and the lander. Make sure you look at that video, folks. I leave a link to it in the pre-report.